Assalamu alaikum, family. This your brother Alfonso X coming back with that live exclusive that I was telling y'all about this rebuttal to this brother, young Pharoah. The brother is claiming that, he said this is Islam. You know what I'm saying? That is sanctioning pedophilia. The brother said that it's Islam that is sanctioning pedophilia. Now, family, first off, I would like to open in the most holy names of Allah, who appeared to us in the person of Master Pharoah Muhammad, who traveled 9,000 miles to save a broken people, a lost people, a desperate people who needed help. And he raised up one from among us, a man who would work on behalf of black people for over 40 years. This man has been a messenger to all people here in the wilderness of North America. And what his name is, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, our messenger Messiah and exalted Christ. And he raised up another one from among us who has done his work for over 60 plus years on behalf of black people. And this is our brother, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and in their names, I would like to greet you all with the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. Now, first, I would like to start this video off with a couple disclaimers. The first disclaimer is, this isn't a bashing session. I'm not going to bash the brother. I'm going to be respectful with my dialogue. Okay? This isn't nothing that I'm just trying to just pick on the brother, but he's attacking my faith constantly. So now here's the rebuttal. My second disclaimer is, as me being a Muslim, the word Muslim is an Arabic word, meaning one who submits his will to do the will of God. Islam is also another Arabic word which means to submit to the will of God or peace. Okay? These are principles. The word, the action of a Muslim or Islam are principles. See, I don't want to just talk to people about religion. We got to talk about principle, because we all can admit that religion has failed us. But we got to talk about principles. The principle of a Muslim, one who submits his will to do the will of God. That's a righteous principle. Islam, submitting to do the will of God or being a peaceful person, that's another righteous principle. Okay? So we can't confuse these principles with wrongdoing and wicked conduct. So now me, being a Muslim, in no way, shape, or form would I ever condone pedophilia or any type of abuse to any child of any kind. That is some of the worst and most wicked thing that you can never do on this planet. And when you do that, you safe nowhere. Okay? You are safe nowhere. You better off dead if you going around molesting children. Okay? That is completely wrong. That is completely wrong. But here's my problem with young Pharoah and what he's teaching. Okay? The brother constantly said in his video, he said, this is Islam. This is Islam. He constantly repeated that. But I'm sorry to tell you, brother, that is not Islam. That is not an Islamic way. Because there are principles to Islam. Brother, there are principles to Islam. The first principle, and I'm not even going to deal with just the pillars. I'm going to talk about the principle. The first principle is to bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. That's the second principle. Muhammad is his messenger. A third principle is to believe in all the prophets and the messengers that came directly from God, to believe in the books that they came with, to believe in the resurrection and the destruction. Those are 7 principles of Islam. See? So when you try to go and confuse try to confuse the people that is Islam, what them individuals are over there doing, that is not Islam, and they don't represent 2 billion Muslims. Man, you gotta be out of your damn mind to think that those certain individuals represent 2 billion people. Family. You gotta really think about this. And I am kind of disturbed by this brother, because this man, like the European, like the white man, is playing off of people's emotions. Why do I say that? The brother took a universal topic. He took a universal hurt. He took a universal pain. It's kind of genius. But it shows you the wickedness and the cleverness of this man's thinking. That he took a universal pain. This man took a universal pain, a pain that we all can feel. A pain that we all can be upset with. A pain that we all can agree with universally. But he took this universal pain, and he took a paintbrush, a broad paintbrush, and just painted across 2 billion Muslims. And then basically try to go to the root of our belief. The man said that Allah and Prophet Muhammad sanctioned, pedophilia in the Quran. So now this man, not being a Muslim, never ever in his life was a Muslim, is trying to teach you all Holy Quran. They trying to teach you all Holy Quran. Bruh, get real. But I'm even more upset and sad at the fact that he is trying to play off of your emotions, family. He got people in the chat room sending them donation money because he is thinking that he's really doing a noble cause. He's tricking the people in believing that he's doing a just cause. See, and that's the wickedness of what the brother is doing. That's the evil of what he's doing, that he's taking a universal pain that anybody with common sense, anybody that's just right, you know what I'm saying, who knows right from wrong, who don't have a sick mind, sick heart, a sick spirit, He is playing on that. Because I mean, you can't deny or disagree of the fact that pedophilia is wrong if you're not partaking in that. Anybody of intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who ain't with that crazy stuff can agree with that. I agree with that. But what I don't agree with is that he's trying to take a broad paintbrush and he's trying to paint all Muslims pedophiles. Ain't that crazy? Family. Isn't that crazy? That's gotta be wild. Okay? So let's go over some of the information that the brother brought. First, the brother started off. He said that the Arab Muslims started slavery and started racism. Okay? Now, that's not the topic, so I'm not going to go too deep into that. But I will just go ahead and suggest to the viewers, go and get and purchase the book, The Walking Quran. Okay? Because people are trying to make it seem like, yeah, they were just Muslims who got up and went up and marched into Africa and took over and conquered Africa by the sword. That is not true. Islam then conquered by the sword. The Islam conquered by the wooden board. What do I mean by the wooden board? Okay. When those Muslims try to go up in there into Africa, those Africans in the Sudan who were Christians had a hell of an army, had thousands of archers that can hit the eye of a bull from like 1,000 paces. Kept Islam, the military, the army kept Islam at bay. Didn't allow Islam to come through Africa, conquering nothing. But Arabia is on the African tectonic plate, so Arabia is in Africa too. Those original Arabians are black people. Okay? There were black Arabian families, Muslim families, who went to Africa as missionaries. And they taught many of those Africans Islam on a wooden board. They didn't go in there conquering, slaying people, and enslaving people the way they trying to present history. They took Islam and taught people on a wooden board. Most of those people that were taken into captivity and brought over here into America on slave ships, many of those people were Muslims, and they weren't forced. They weren't turned or converted into Muslims by force. See, we got to stop listening to these pseudo scholarship. That's why I say go and purchase the book, The Walking Quran. Okay? Now, let's deal with the pedophilia stuff. The brother said that Prophet Muhammad was a pedophile and mentioned Prophet Muhammad's wife, Aisha. And he also said Allah is a pedophile too. The man also said Allah is a pedophile. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and read something right quick. Because the brother went and he see what he did was that he said, oh yeah. I'm mentioning Quran, the Bukhari Quran. See? There's the deception right there. The man lied to you because it ain't no Bukhari Qurans. The brother was mentioning Bukhari hadiths. Okay? Quran and hadiths are not the same thing. The Quran said that the only hadith is the Quran. What is the hadith? The sayings of Prophet Muhammad. the sayings of Prophet Muhammad. And there have been many disputes about all these different hadiths coming from all these different so-called Islamic scholars. So a real scholar or scholarly individual or intelligent person is wise enough to know that all of these hadiths are not verified, and all of these hadiths are not 100% accurate. So how do you judge which hadith is the most accurate? See? But your man he didn't tell y'all that part. He told y'all that what he got out of it was the Quran. So he put some Quran verses up there and said it was the Bukhari Quran. No, sir. Bukhari is dealing with hadith. Okay? It's dealing with hadith. But we're going to get to your Quran verses in a second. I want to talk about this. There is you can go to Quora. You can Google it. Go to Quora by Anis Khan. Anis, A-N-I-S, Khan, K-H-A-N. And the title of the writing of the topic is called Self-Taught Through Quran, Hadith, and Other Books. Okay? Now, Anis Khan said this, right? She's dealing with most scholars. She said, according to almost all the historians, okay? According to almost all the historians, Asma, the elder sister of Aisha, the Prophet's wife, Asma, the elder sister of Aisha, was 10 years older than Aisha. It is reported in Taqrib al-Tazib as well as in Ibn Kathir's al-Bidayah wa al-Nihaya that Asma died in the 73rd year after migration of Muhammad when she was 100 years old. Now, obviously, if Asma was 100 years old in the 73rd year after migration to Medina, she should have been 27 or 28 years old at the time of migration. If Asma was 27 or 28 years old at that time, thus, if Aisha got married in the year 1 AH or 2 AH after migration to Medina, she must have been between 18 to 20 years old at the time of her marriage. Okay, so this is according to almost all the historians on this subject. Okay, but you trying to go to Bukhari Hadith when none of the Hadith, I can't say none of it, all of it isn't accurate. So how do you know which one to pull from, and how do you know which one is true? See, that's what I mean by you trying to paint with a broad paintbrush. And what you're doing is foul. What you're doing is foul, but let's move on. Okay? So you posted a couple videos. One named Pedophilia is Okay in Islam. And another one, they prefer boys in Afghanistan. Okay? One of the dudes was being questioned, and he was asked by one guy. Okay, hold on. But before I go there, bro, just because them dudes were born over there in what is considered Islamic countries don't make you a Muslim. Just because you was born in an Islamic country does not make you a Muslim. A Muslim is one who submits his will to do the will of God. So if you're doing anything other than the will of God, if you breaking laws and if you over there and you having sex with little boys, little girls, whatever, or anything, if you doing anything other than rightful conduct, you are no longer a Muslim. So you can't keep using that. You know what I'm saying? Because we understand what Muslim means. We understand the principle of a Muslim. See, you just take it and use it as a word, and you try to basically say everybody over there are real Muslims. No, knock it off. Okay? Because if we use your standard to define what a Muslim is, then I can safely say that you ain't no real Kimite. Because you wasn't born over there in Egypt, nigga. You was born over here in America like the rest of us. Okay? You got a birth certificate, you got a social security card, and you got a driver's license. All out here. You was born out here, bro. I was on a job last night. I met a youngster that was born in Alexandria, Egypt. But my dude was black as midnight. Okay? But he was raised out here. So if you want to use that to your standard, bro, you ain't no Kimite. You ain't none of that spiritual stuff, bro, because you weren't born over there according to your standards. Okay, so don't be a hypocrite. Do not be a hypocrite. Okay, but let's address this video that you posted. Okay, so the guy in the video was asked, why don't the police catch you? And he answered, because it's not so easy for the police to catch us. So he acknowledged what he was doing was wrong against Afghanistan laws and Allah's laws. But in the beginning of your video, brother, you said that pedophilia was sanctioned by Islam and Islamic nations. You said that all this stuff was sanctioned by Islam and Islamic nations, but this man right here is running from the police. He running from the cops. What they doing is secret. They not doing it out in the open. You trying to make it seem like this is something that's being practiced out in the open. But you don't even realize that there's people losing their heads over this stuff over there. Okay? There's people over there getting knocked back for this type of conduct over there. So they got to do it in secret. They not out in the public just doing this. You know what I'm saying? So, but you trying to promote it like this is Islam. No, sir. You can't do wicked in Islam and then try to hide then you trying to hide it? Bro, and then you saying that's okay, brother? See, bro, you contradicting yourself. You contradicting yourself a whole lot there, brother. Okay? Now let's move forward. You know what I'm saying? Because all this stuff ain't necessarily hard to deal with what you talking about. Then you mentioned Malcolm X. You know what? I'm gonna say the good part for last. Okay, you quoted some Quran verses. And this is what I hate about so-called scholars. You know what I'm saying? Fake scholars, fake scholarship. Because you niggas, that's why I'm calling you niggas, because you act like niggas and you also refer to yourself as niggas. Y'all take verses out of the Bible or a Quran. And I don't understand for the life of me how you guys don't never go off and read the whole chapter. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't never read the whole chapter. Y'all don't never read a good portion of the scripture so people can get a context of what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But you take a scripture, one scripture, and you take it out of context and you put your own spin on it. See, you're doing the people a disservice. You're doing yourself a disservice. right? I'm going to take one verse, right? Because you basically found more verses in the Quran that was basically talking and referring about the same thing. But I'm going to give context to what you were talking about since you too lazy to do it. See, you supposed to be a scholar, but you got bad methodology because you too lazy to give people the context of what you reading to them because you putting your own spin on it because you got your own agenda. So let me read the Holy Quran. This ain't Bukhari. This is Maulana Muhammad Ali translation. This ain't Bukhari Hadith. So we ain't deceiving the people. We giving the people 100% truth. Okay? So let's go to it. Okay. Go to family. Go to, if you can. If you got a Quran, you can pull it up on the internet, whatever. Go to Surah chapter 52, verse 18. Okay? We're gonna start at 18. I didn't want to. We could have started all the way to the beginning, but we just gonna start at 18. Okay, is that okay? All right. Rejoicing because of what their Lord has given them, and their Lord saved them from the chastisement of the burning fire. Eat and drink with pleasure for what you did, reclining on the throne set in lines, and we shall join them to pure, beautiful ones. Talking about the thrones, referring to the thrones as pure, beautiful ones. And those who believe and whose offspring will follow them, okay? And those who believe and whose offspring will follow them in faith, okay? So basically it's saying in the Quran that if you believe, your children will follow you in your belief. So if you're a believer in your certain faith or religion, and you really believe in it, then your children gonna see that you really believe in what you believe in. That's what they gonna become. They gonna follow after your footsteps. Okay? And those who believe and whose offspring follow them in faith, we unite with them, their offspring, and we shall deprive them of nothing of their work. Okay? Every man pledge for what he does. And we shall aid them with fruit and flesh as they desire. They're going to get all type of food that they desire in heaven or the hereafter. Okay? They pass therein from one to another a cup wherein is neither vanity nor sin. Okay? So it's saying that this cup going to be passed around that it's not going to have any vanity or sin. Okay? So how you going to be sinning in heaven raping little boys and little girls? Okay, so what you saying ain't making no sense because you ain't even giving context to what you trying to teach the people. But I'm going to keep going. And it says, they pass therein from one to another cup wherein is neither vanity nor sin. And around them go boys of theirs as if they were hidden pearls. Okay? Saying, surely we feared before. Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to read 24 again. And round them go boys of theirs as if they were hidden pearls. And they will advance to each other questioning, saying, surely we feared before on account of our families. But Allah has been gracious to us, and he has saved us from the chastisement of the hot wind. Surely we called upon him before. Surely he is the beneficent, the merciful. So when you go back and read the whole chapter 52, it tells you, and it's talking about the chastisement. And if the righteous do good and they do good works, the chastisement will pass them, and they will be granted access into the garden, into the hereafter. Okay? And when they go to the hereafter, there is mentioned there will be boys like hidden pearls or scattered pearls. Okay? So when you do your research, because they are trying to make this 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 saying, they are trying to make this saying in the Holy Quran synonymous. They're trying to make this saying in the Holy Quran synonymous with pedophilia. But when you look up the term, uh, scattered pearls or hidden pearls, when you look up the term scattered pearls or hidden pearls, it's not talking about pedophilia, okay? Scattered pearls means these are the immortal boys. These are the immortal boys or boys of everlasting youth. Why are they called everlasting youth? They are called everlasting youth because these are Muslim children who died in infancy. Okay? These are Muslim children who died in infancy because they believe, these Muslims over here believe that children who died in their youth automatically goes to heaven or what they would consider the hereafter. But sick people like you are basically trying to make this synonymous with pedophilia. And then when I go and research the rest of the verses that you quoted, they are all talking about scattered pearls. They're talking about the same thing. But about three of the verses, the three of the chapters in the verses that you mentioned, brother, don't even mention boys. They don't even mention boys or girls in there. See? Using the actual Maulana Muhammad Ali translation. But when it does mention the youth and scattered pearls in the same sentence, it's talking about immortal boys or boys of everlasting youth, Muslim children who died in infancy. They believe that children who die in infancy automatically get a free ticket to paradise. It has nothing to do with pedophilia. But you say this is Islam. This is Islam. No, it's not Islam. Islam is not pedophilia. Fool. Losing your damn mind. Okay. Now we about to get to some more good stuff. Because you make a whole lot of fallacious claim, brother. And then you say, oh yeah, I got receipts. Nigga, you ain't got no receipts. You spreading propaganda, brother. You spreading propaganda. Okay. Now, you mentioned Malcolm X exposing the most honorable Elijah Muhammad for pedophilia, right? But our brother, Dr. Ali Muhammad, proved, and you didn't even respond. Like a sucker, didn't even respond. You know what I'm saying? You make claims, but don't even respond. He proved without a shadow of a doubt, that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wasn't no pedophile marrying no teenage secretaries. He proved that. Proved that his youngest wife was Mother Tynetta. And that when she got married to the messenger at the age of 19 and had their first child at the age of 21. So what are you talking about, man? He proved this. He went down a list of the sisters that the messenger was married to by age. Okay? And you want to try to say in your video, you trying to mention Malcolm and say, oh yeah, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he was the Muhammad of the Quran. That's why he can have more than one wife. That's what he meant. He didn't mean by, oh, I can date underage women. He said that he can have more than one wife because he was the Muhammad of the Quran. That's what he meant, but you trying to twist it. But brother, don't you got more than one wife? From what I'm hearing, you got like 2 wives or 3 wives or something like that. See, don't be hypocritical. Don't be a hypocrite and try to put a spin. Okay? Now you say Malcolm. was exposed to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and that's why he left the Nation of Islam in America and went to the Islam over there in the East, the same Islam that you just made a whole video about, claiming to be sanctioning and teaching pedophilia, that you are teaching and sanctioning pedophilia. You said that the man whose word that you believe, that you always quote Malcolm when it comes to the nation, you said he left Elijah Muhammad because he was a quote unquote pedophile, but he left and went to the Sunni Orthodox Islam, who you just said teaches and sanctions through Allah and Prophet Muhammad pedophilia. So, brother, it's either he's a hypocrite and you a liar. It's either he's a hypocrite, a double hypocrite, and you a liar, brother. Why would he leave one organization with the leader that's supposed to be a pedophile into another organization who you just said that Allah, Muhammad, all of them sanction and teach pedophilia? You's a damn lie and a damn fool. Now you lying on Malcolm. Malcolm don't need you to lie on him, liar. Come on with the contradictions. Man, as soon as you said that, I caught that up, brother. But see, a lot of these ignorant folks ain't gonna catch it. I caught it, though. I caught it. You a liar. And you a hypocrite. Okay, and I'm calling you out. Now let's move forward. Because you do some shots at the nation. You said that the Nation of Islam joined onto the mainstream Islam in the East in 1973. Where are you getting your information from? And you said that the Nation of Islam changed its name to the American Muslim Society in 1973. Okay? Now, that is emphatically false. The name was not changed until 1975 after the Honorable Elijah Muhammad made his departure and his hypocrite son, Warf Deen Muhammad, took over the Nation of Islam. In 1975, that's a fact, and you got that wrong, and you also got the name wrong. The name was not called the American Muslim Society, but in truth, it was changed to the World Community of Islam in the West. The World Community of Islam in the West. Okay? That's when it was changed, and that's what it was changed to. 1975, the World Community of Islam in the West, it was changed by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's son, Warf Deen Muhammad. See, the messenger never changed the name. The messenger never changed the name. His damn hypocrite ass son changed the name and lost all the assets that the messenger owned, but the minister in 1977 changed the name back to the original name because he did not agree with Warf Deen Muhammad in the direction that he took the Nation of Islam. So don't blame the Nation of Islam. Don't blame the followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Don't even blame the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. His hypocrite ass son did that. See? Now, if you would lie about one thing, ain't no telling what else you would lie about. That's why you can't be trusted. And you are playing on the people's emotions. You are playing on the people's emotions. And that is wrong, brother. That is wrong, brother. That is foul. That is wicked and evil. Collecting these people money. Man, you ought to give them their money back. You ought to give everybody there's every single dime that you got for that live feed, and even more them other videos that you did lying to people. So with that, family, I'm not even gonna make this a long video because I just exploited the contradiction that this man put in his latest video. So y'all can take it or let it alone. But I'm gonna tell you all this. Y'all need to do your own research. I think y'all need to quit following this dude. You know, I think y'all need to quit following him because he ain't gonna tell you the whole truth. The man gonna lead you straight into a brick wall. Word is bond to Allah. But with that being said, family, I would like to greet you all as I came in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.